Have you ever been ghosted by a fantastic prospect? You've done all the shenanigans, you've schmoozed them, you've told them how amazing you are, you've shown you can help them, you've had brilliant conversations, they're on the cusp of signing up with you, and then they just disappear. Messages don't get answered, the phone doesn't get answered, emails get ignored, and you're just wondering what on earth is going on. It's unbelievably frustrating. Let's be honest, I'm pretty sure it's happened to all of us. It doesn't happen to me very often these days, I'm happy to say, but I'm pretty sure it's happened to all of us. It's frustrating, it feels like a huge time wasting, it's easy to feel insulted. I would say don't take it personally, there's always a reason, but it is definitely a time waster. So what is going on here and what can you do about it? I want to share with you today 7 reasons why your amazing prospects might be ghosting you and what you can do about it. So, the first reason why people might well ghost you is you're just targeting the wrong people. You are perhaps too open to working with anybody who expresses an interest in coming to work with you. Maybe you're just not clear enough on who your ideal client is or who your sweet spot client is, and you're trying to focus on people who aren't really the right kind of client for you. They're not the best fit for your product or service, and somewhere along the process of having those conversations, they come to realise that. So that's your very first step. If you're getting ghosted frequently, that's very often a warning sign that you are just targeting or talking to the wrong people, and you need to be a bit pickier right up front with who fits into the criteria of a great client for you, and don't be afraid to rebuff people if they just don't fit. So that's one. Number 2 is potentially you just haven't shown people the value. You haven't articulated how you can actually help them. Now, I know a lot of people really struggle with this. You know you're fabulous at what you do. You know how much help you give to your clients. You know how much you love to give your clients that help and support. But actually being able to explain exactly how you can help them, what impact you're going to have, what difference you'll make, what's going to be different for them after they've worked with you is very often really tricky for people. So I'd ask yourself that question. If people are ghosting you or umming and ahhing and they struggle to make decisions, very often it's because you're struggling to articulate the value that you offer. So do some work on that. Number 3, unfortunately, is potentially in your conversations, you've actually focused more on you than on them. Now, this is not to say that you are self-absorbed or an egomaniac, but what some people will do is focus very much on the process. Here are the specifics of what we'll do for you, the numbers, the dates, the deadlines, the actual process and the nitty-gritty. But actually, most of your prospects don't really give a monkeys about the nitty-gritty. They care what they're going to get, what they're going to be left with. They care about the impact. They care about the afters, as it were. So just look at your conversation, your explanation, the information you're giving to people as you're looking to help someone buy from you. Is it process driven? Is it focused on you? Or is it far more focused on how you can help them and what problems that you solve and the impact that they're going to see? Comes back again really to articulating your value. Number 4 is it may be that you're not really connecting with people, and very often that comes down to not really listening very well to people. If you study anything to do with active listening, then what it talks about is that active listening means while somebody else is talking, you're not analysing what they're telling you or thinking about your next question or thinking about how you're going to hook them in or thinking about what you're going to tell them. You are purely listening. And when you absolutely listen and then choose your response afterwards, then you will connect with somebody in a much deeper, much stronger way. So think about the way you listen and whether you're doing that thoroughly enough. Step 5 is maybe you're leaving things too open-ended. The dilemma that we've all had is brilliant conversation, right on the brink of buying from you, just need some time to think about it. Then you're left in that space of how do I follow up, when do I follow up, what do I say, how often should I do it? Shall we get on the phone? Shall I send them an email? And it's all just very up in the air. And you're just left not sure what to do next. They're in a bit of a space where they're not quite sure what to do next. And it just fizzles. So I'd always say in that situation, try wherever possible to have a follow-up contact arranged with people, so you know you're going to call them or email them on a very specific date and there is something in the future agreed with them, so you remove all of that indecision and faff and uncertainty. It could also be that you're actually following up too frequently. Sometimes when people say to you, I need some time to think about it, or I need to speak to my other directors or my wife or my whoever, sometimes that's actually true. It's easy to think you're being fobbed off, but sometimes that's genuinely true. And some people don't make a decision unless they've had a little bit of time to think about it. People are genuinely busy. So just be wary of not following them up too relentlessly. You should follow up. Absolutely. Until somebody says no, you absolutely should continue to follow up. But just watch out for doing that too frequently and for almost dismissing or not thinking about the fact that people are busy and you're one of 8 million things in their inbox. So follow up, absolutely, but don't be too relentless or you look a little bit pushy or a little bit desperate. And then the last reason is they're just busy. So often people think I'm being ghosted, they hate me, they're just so disrespectful, blah, 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 when actually they're just busy. And we're coming out the back of the holiday season, so they might be on holiday, they might just be a little bit swamped. So give people the benefit of the doubt and don't make assumptions about why they're not getting back in touch with you. Keep in touch with them gently and nicely and lovely. And the beautiful thing about all of this is everything I talked about there is something you can build into a process. So remove the chance, remove the luck, remove the uncertainty. Have a really clear process about information that you're going to give, when you're going to follow up, how you're going to follow up, how it all sits together so that you feel in control of this process instead of it being out of control and feeling potluck. If you need more help with that, that's exactly the type of thing I can help with. So head over to my website, tailory.co.uk, and then get in touch with me.